Hey, welcome back, water signs. This is Urban Forest, and we're doing your reading for the month of November 2024. As always, we start with an oracle card to talk about the energy coming in. Conclusions are within reach. Wow. So that's such a strong message, and I say that because if you go back to my first if you go, what was it, fire signs reading, you're going to see that that card also came in, and I've been shuffling, and that's seems to be like an energy that's flowing through several of the different elements. Conclusions are within reach. So that basically is whatever the energy was like during the month of September, October, that whole energy is about to change. Whatever you were working on or whatever issues were happening, whatever challenges you were facing, that's all coming to an end, and something new is coming in. There's going to be a new kind of energy from November, and that could be positive or negative. We're just going to have to wait and see. All it says is conclusions are within reach. So whatever you're working on, it's coming to an end. Whatever you're dealing with is coming to an end. Let's see. I tend to have a feeling that it's more the negative stuff that's coming to an end and you're moving into a positive cycle, especially since it's a full moon, right? Full moon's like you end it, now you're coming something good. All right. Let's talk about your house of relationships. For those of you who are familiar with my channel, you know that your house of relationships can be either family, loved ones, a new flame, or just a person that you're dealing with who's just taking so much energy right now in your life. And let's see what Tarot has to say, what the Spirit have to say in regards to relationships. Okay, we're looking at the Eight of Wands in reverse. Okay. Eight of Wands in reverse. Okay. Right, my water signs. It seems that in regards to loved one, if you're looking for a partnership, if you're looking to for a relationship to either start in your life or to grow, that it's moving slowly during the month of November. It's going to not come in. It's not going to have that speed that you were expecting, that charge, that passion, that excitement. It's really going to kind of move slowly. It's going to, because it is a wand card, it is a fire card, it's going to be more smoldering than hot passion. Okay, so if you were looking at a relationships or maybe somebody you're interested in, that's all going to come slowly, not fast. The other thing too is if you're waiting and you're sitting there like, oh, I'm texting this person, I'm reaching out to this person, they're not responding back, how come they're not answering me back? Well, it could be that it doesn't mean that they're not interested. It could just mean that like they're taking it slow. Maybe you're coming off too strong. Maybe you're just pushing it too strong. Maybe you're jumping into things real quickly, and they're like, hey, you're a little too much for me right now. Slow it down, slow it down. So this could be a really good card for you to slow down things and not be so pushy with other people. You want things to move fast, whether it's in a romantic situation and you could have the potential of scaring possible loved ones away, or if it's in your immediate interpersonal relationships with family members, maybe your expectations are coming off too strong. Okay, you're making too many demands, and you're asking for stuff too quickly, and you're asking for a turnaround too quickly, and that can create some drama in a family situation. right? So, simple example, you're planning Thanksgiving and you're coordinating the food, and here we are, we're not even in November, we're just starting November. You're like, well, what are you bringing? What are you bringing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? And you're getting on people's nerves, okay? And you like, chill, just enjoy the process, right? So that's the Eight of Wands in reverse for relationships and household and interpersonal. Let's look at your resources. As always, we're talking about concrete matters in your life. We're talking about finances, school, work, things of that nature. The other thing for if you were planning, back to the house of relationships, if you were planning some kind of trip with someone or an adventure with someone, it's not going to happen during the month of November. So if you were saying like to someone, hey, you know what, we should go on vacation together, or we should do this. It's if you are a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, November is not a good time for you to take that trip with someone. All right. Three of Wands. It's a great card for your concrete items, your schoolwork, finances. Three of Wands is a wand of expansion. It's about taking next steps. It's about having the resources to make some moves. It's time that whatever you were working on, now it's time to start being a mover and a shaker. This is a time for you to start. You got what you need, and now it's ready to grow, right? Grow and glow. This is the time to take those next action steps. You're ready for it. Whatever you were contemplating, whatever you were planning, whatever you were putting together, now's the time to make that next move. You have the confidence, you have the ability, you can see things clearly for what they are, and it's time to kind of just take those next action steps. Put your plan into place. So, if you were planning to buy something, now's a good time, right? November's a good time to make that big purchase. If you were planning to do something on the job, maybe ask for a promotion, or maybe, starting a new project, or coming up with you had an idea that now you want to implement, now's the time. If you're in school and you're like, now's the time to take those exams, you're ready for it. Now's the time to kind of change fields of study, if that's what you were trying to think of. Now's the time that if you took your course and you have to pick a major, now's the time to finally say, okay, I was thinking about this, I was thinking about that, I'm ready to make that jump, I'm ready to do that leap, I'm ready to expand my knowledge, I'm ready to do this. If you want to take that next class of study, maybe you want to learn something new, now's the time. So when it comes to resources, concrete things like school, work, household items, this is perfect for you. Now's the time to make that move. All right, let's take a look at some of the challenges, though. Water signs, this seems like a good month for you. Let's see what challenges we have for our water signs. All right, the Tower. All right. Some of the challenges that are coming in is the Tower. The Tower is all about things falling apart, right? Tower is about, whatever you put into place is going to come disintegrate. It's going to fall. It tends to be kind of like one of the scariest cards in tarot because it just feels like all your hard work is just falling apart. But it's not a bad card, right? Because that's life. Life has its ups and downs. You go through good periods and then you go through bad periods. So the challenge in all this is that, especially when I'm looking at, the expansion card here, I'm looking at the challenge. The challenge is that maybe you tend to have a lot of insecurities about things going well. You tend to be a negative person. You tend to be a naysayer. You're always waiting for the other shoe to drop. And the challenge is going to be that you're afraid to make some of those moves that we talked about because you're always afraid that things aren't going to work out. So you never move ahead, or you tend to stagnate yourself because you always have this negative thinking of things falling down around you that, and it's kind of a self-fulfilled prophecy, because if you constantly believe that that the world is shit and things never work out for you, you're always going to create that. Okay, don't forget, we manifest our destiny. So if that's how you're thinking and that's what you're putting out in the universe, that's what's going to fall down. That's what's going to happen. You're manifesting negativity. So the challenge is, try to get out of that mindset. Try to get out of that tower kind of thinking. All right. Try to get out of this feeling that things aren't going to work out and that everything that you do is always going to come to shit. That's your challenge. Your challenge is to get out of this with this kind of thinking. And it's important to realize, because if this is a challenge that's going to happen, say you're going to struggle during the month of November, at least you're forewarned, right? Because sometimes that is a reality. Things are going to fall down around you. Things that plans you've had aren't going to happen. We kind of talked about the trip, not taking that trip to someone. And it could be that maybe they're the ones who canceled the trip and you were all excited, and now you're going to be really depressed, and you're going to say, you see, everything's always falling down. All right, well, maybe it's for a good reason, right? Because maybe if you went on that trip, something bad would have happened. You never know. So that's the challenge with the Tower card for the month of November. Let's see what some of your strengths are. Yeah. The Nine of Swords is your strength card. Right? The Nine of Swords is this is a card of, let me see if I can show you so you can see it really well. You see how she's holding her head and all the swords are surrounding. This tends to be kind of like the nightmare card. Okay? This is kind of like, in the physical world, this could also be a lot of headaches and migraines. This could be like restlessness. You have a lot of bad dreams. You're constantly overthinking things. And why is this a strength? This is a strength because you are probably a really esoteric person. You're very spiritual, and you have a lot of precognitive ability. You are a person whose dreams tend to come true. So you're going to be getting a lot of warnings, okay? A lot of warnings in your dreams, a lot of downloads. And it's a strength because you're being warned about things that are going to happen. So listen to those dreams. Listen to those nightmares. Listen to those physical symptoms that are going to come, right? Because that's your strength. Your strength is that you have those gifts to perceive what's happening, and those are your warning signs. That's what's going to kind of help you. Don't ignore it, because sometimes people ignore their gifts and then shit happens. But your strength is that you have these gifts, and when you start having these dreams, these nightmares, whatever, it's not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing, because it's giving you a warning sign about what is coming, and you can prepare yourself for it. So if we have like we saw, some challenges, some drama happening during the month of November with that Tower card, this is going to warn you about what that is. When we saw about things not coming quickly or relationships not really moving the way you are, maybe that's a good thing because maybe you're pursuing a relationship with someone who's really not right for you. And this is kind of give you a heads up like, be careful of that person. That's not good. All right. Yeah. Makes a lot of sense. Sometimes people are like, well, how can a card like the Nine of Swords, which tends to be such a scary, nightmarish card, be a strength? It's a strength because sometimes, bad dreams are very good radars and helps us to see what's coming down, especially if you're a very spiritual person and you have precognitive ability, you know. Okay, what is message from spirit? A fiery complex climax approaches. Full moon of Aries. Okay. Yeah. So spirit is warning us that for the month of November, a fiery climax approaches. Especially Aries. Aries tends to be an aggressive sign. And we're talking about fiery, which is not good for you water signs, right? So it seems that there is going to be some drama. There is going to be some negativity. There's going to be maybe a little hostility. So be warned. Be warned, okay? Listen to your dreams. They're going to let you know what's going to happen because if you don't, you're going to be faced with a tower. And maybe instead of listen to this warning sign of if things are going to move slowly, it's for a good reason. So stop pushing the issue. Stop trying to make things move quicker. Just let things go slow. That's probably better. And when it comes to work and other things, more focus on the concrete stuff. Focus. That's a better place for you to focus on. This is more secure. This is more positive. This is like where your energy should be. Stay away from people if you can, November. I know it's hard because it's Thanksgiving. There's a lot of family and social activities. Just, go through it, but, just be wary when it comes to interpersonal things, okay? All right. My water signs have a interesting month in November. I'm not going to say have a great month in November because there's some predictive factors, but I always say forewarned is forearmed, and use your strengths to get through it. And it's going to happen because I also think even though sometimes this is the energy that comes in, it also seems that maybe a lot of this stuff is going to come to a conclusion. It says conclusions are within reach. So it seems that a lot of this kind of heavy stuff is going to come to an end and hopefully give us a better December. So I'll see you then, and we'll do a reading for December. Take care. Bye.
Like, comment, and subscribe.